Are you excited to check out the newest solar-powered light on the market? This is the Bionic Spotlight Extreme. How sweet is that? Welcome back to another Jeff Reviews for you. And as you saw, we are looking at the Bionic Spotlight Extreme. Doesn't that sound awesome? Anyway, enough talk. Let's get right into this review. Let's talk about what we have first. This has like a swivel top, so you can angle this almost in any direction, up or down. That's pretty convenient. You can see that we have 6 LEDs on the front. We have our on-off button. This right here is your red light indicator to make it look like a camera. And of course, you have your motion sensor down below. Of course, it is important to note that this comes in 2 colors. In the past, the Bionic line only came in the classic black, but now you have the white option to accessorize with your house. I should say, in addition to being able to maneuver the light up and down, you can also spin it left to right, or actually in a complete circle, and that's what gives you your 360-degree spin. As we are talking about the range of motion, it's important to note that this does not spin around 360 degrees. You actually have a stopping point, and then you can go the other direction, and there's also a stopping point. I have noticed this part does spin all the way around and it stops, then you can go all the way back, but of course it doesn't make sense to have the light facing inside to the unit. So just so you know, there is some limitation to the spinning of your light. On the back, we see the same solar panel that we've seen before. It goes across about 3¼ inch and it's about 5½ inches tall. That brings us to the mount. To be honest with you, this is probably one of the better mounts that I've seen for the Bell & Howell Bionic Spotlights. This one actually slides off. You have your mounting holes there and then it clips on with ease, making it simple for you to remove if you need to. I like that. We are now going to check to see if there's any power from the factory. The directions do tell us that we should charge it at least 12 hours before first use, and we will do that before we do a full test, but I just want to see if there's any battery here. So we are told that there are 2 different modes. There's the sensor mode and the night mode. The sensor mode sort of is off until it detects motion, then it's on for 45 seconds. Once there's no more motion, the light goes back off. I think that's when you're going to see the red blinking light. And then of course the second mode, the night mode, I think it's on like a dim setting all night until the battery runs out. Let's push the button and see if it lights up. All right, very cool. So right now we are in the sensor mode and you can see that red light blinking in the middle. And if I make some motion, oh, there we go, it lights up. Now let's hit that button again. And that's where it takes us into our night mode. Notice how it was almost like 50% dimmer than that of the sensor mode. Let's leave this outside for a whole day, get some charge, install it, and then we'll test it out. All right, so I'm gonna hang up our new solar Bionic Spotlight Extreme right next to the original Bionic Spotlight, just so we could do a side-by-side comparison. There are bases installed. I had to take down the Guardian torch that was right next to it just because it was in the way. Now that our base is installed, it's as easy as can be. We just slide this up and let it latch right there into place. To give it the best case scenario, I'm gonna leave it off and let it sit in the sun for a couple days to really charge those batteries. As you can see on the right over here, we relocated our Bionic Spotlight Duo. That's a product I reviewed about 8 months ago. We wanted to put that into this review. And of course, way over here on the left side, I don't know if you can see it, that is our original Bionic Spotlight that I reviewed about 2 years ago. There are 3 lights at night. It looks as like only 2 of them have the red blinking light, so the Duo is still working, and of course the Extreme, which is brand new, is working, but my original red light is not working. Now, that light does work, but the red light is no longer blinking. Let me show you that they're still working. All right, 1, 2, where's this one? It's not turning on. Maybe it's no longer working. Uh-oh. Here's our Bionic Spotlight Extreme extending to our entire area out here. It is very bright. I have a lot of visibility. Pretty cool. One thing I like about the Bionic Spotlight Extreme is I can actually move this light left, right. I can go up and down to get it to the exact spot that I want this light to be shining and leave it and set it. And now I know anytime I go in that area, that light will click on and light up exactly what I want to see. I wanted to show you the light with the Bionic Spotlight Duo. You can see that it's 2 specific spotlights that come off. It does not brighten the area as much as our Bionic Spotlight Extreme, but it still does allow you to shoot 2 different directions with your light. I've been out here testing for about an hour, and I will say that my original Bionic Spotlight I think has stopped working, and that's just what happens over time. They no longer work. The light you see in the middle, that's sort of that bright light, is the Bionic Spotlight Extreme. Oh good, the light went off. So you can see the red lights blinking. Let's go forward to see how the motion sensors work. 15 feet away. Oh, there we go. You can see the Bionic Spotlight Duo clicked on first. Couple more steps. Well, look, oh, I'm almost to it. I can pretty much almost touch it. You can see how the motion sensor on the Bionic Spotlight Extreme is not as good as that of the Duo. I've been noticing that throughout my entire test. And of course, sadly, our original Bionic Spotlight doesn't even work anymore. So tell me, what are your thoughts of the Bionic Spotlight Extreme? Something you're looking into? Not so much? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. Here's our Bionic Spotlight Extreme, and this is on the always on version, so this is about as bright as you're gonna see it. You can see my Bionic Spotlight Duo next to it. So let's look at this from the other angle to see how it brightens up the area. Also, what we wanna do is we wanna see how long this is gonna last tonight. So I'm gonna leave it on all night. So here we are with the Bionic Spotlight Extreme. Remember, this is just on the light that is lit up all the time to sort of give you some sort of a guide light. This is not as bright as it gets. It looks a little dimmer on video than it is in person, but I will say I can see the immediate area. 11 hours later and the Bionic Spotlight Extreme is still lit, and that's sort of to be expected because it's a new product with a new battery. Over time, I do expect this to, well, not stay lit up all night. However, right now, I'm really excited that it does stay lit. One thing I would have liked is when you enter the area of the Bionic Spotlight Extreme, I wish that it would, like, I don't know, light up to the bright setting until you get past this and then go back to dim. I have another light that I'm going to show you in just a second that does that, but in my opinion, that is super awesome. This, yes, it does light the way. I just wish it made it brighter when I was right here. In this video, we were looking at the Bionic Spotlight Extreme. So what did I think of it? First things first, let's talk about that price. $30 for one of these spotlights. In my opinion, that's a little expensive. I liked it better when they were $20, or at least in that $20 price point. Let's talk about the actual use of the Bionic Spotlight Extreme. One, it has the same old solar panel that we've had on all the previous models, which actually does a pretty good job. I like how the company is thinking about the consumer. They've updated the base so it's easy install or remove if you need to replace the unit. The 6 LED lights were actually pretty bright, and I like that you can turn this almost 360 degrees to see the perfect angle for you and light up whatever you need to light up. I think it was a cool addition to have the sensor mode and the night mode, but as I said in this video, I kind of wish the night mode would include the sensor mode, whereas I come into the area and it brightens it up. Although I can see on the night mode, it was much brighter with the sensor mode. As with most new solar lights, they last the entire night, but over time that definitely changes, so it's something to think about. Anyway, that was my full review of the Bionic Spotlight Extreme. If this is something that interests you, I will leave a link down in the description. This is Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. As always, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day. I think it's important to note that over time, these types of solar lights do stop working. This is my original Bionic Spotlight, and yeah, it will come on maybe for the first 30 minutes, 45 minutes, even an hour at night, but it does not last through the night like it used to. You can also see the degradation of the solar panel itself. It's in pretty rough shape. I have had this for about 2 years. Just so you're aware, this kind of stuff does break down over time. I really do appreciate that you stayed around for my entire review of the Bionic Spotlight Extreme. You know what? Not that long ago, I actually reviewed my favorite solar-powered light. What I'm going to do is I'm going to link that right here. It's the Everbright Ultra, and I would love it if you would click on this link. And when you do, by the magic of the internet, I'm going to join you at that review. So go ahead, click it. It's safe. I promise.